What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to GmiasWorld, and today we're going to be talking about the best way to make a Raiders theme team fast and easy. We're going to go over it, everything that you need to know about it. I know many of you guys are just getting into Madden Ultimate Team. You may have just purchased the game. Black Friday events and stuff like that are coming up, so people are going to be watching this video a little bit later on, so I want to make sure that everything is thoroughly explained. All right, so the first thing that you're going to want to understand about the Raiders theme team and why it's the best is because they have the fastest players in the game. Most of them have height, like this guy right here, Dante Thornton. A lot of you guys were asking about a video with the Raiders theme team, like the best way to do it, because of the fact that we already know with the leak that he's getting a breakout card. And I think that Porter Jr. is also getting a card, and he's also sick too. The Raiders corner, he's going to be fast also. So it's going to be something that you have to make a decision for. But ultimately, this guy was like a beast to start the year off. His car was selling for like 400-500K originally at a 72 overall. Right now, he's pretty much he's boosted to an 89 speed, so we can assume that he's going to be a pretty decent speed once they release him later on. I guess probably by tomorrow. So let's go ahead and talk about the Raiders theme team. Now, when you look at your lineup screen, this is your team manager, all right? They've kind of simplified it. When I say kinda, they made it easier to see where things are, but it's still a little difficult because the whole situation with the chemistries, this is very confusing. And I get it. Because back in the day, they didn't do it like this, where you see like the boosts are like 30 and then the 10, but it's not all filled. And we're like right now I'm like a 50 I'm a 50 theme team, which gives me the +2 speed. But the way that they have it, it's kind of weird. All right, so this is kind of confusing. I don't really know how to work this and explain it because since they released it, I just really have not been able to understand it. So I'm not even going to pay attention to that. What I'm going to show you guys is the way that I do it, and then you can figure out whatever else they're doing with that because it's very, very complex and it just doesn't make any sense. All it should do is tell you how many of the cards that you have, because they call the cards components. If they just made it where it showed it, like, okay, so you have 45 of this, it used to be a lot more simplistic. That I don't like. And we've tried to figure it out, it just doesn't make any sense, so I'm not even gonna waste your time with that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pick one of the Raider cards, right? And I'm gonna go to it and I'm gonna show you right here that I have 52 of 60 Raiders, right? This is the way that I want you to look to see how many Raiders you have. That other thing over there with all the stupidness, you can go ahead and avoid that. This is what I want you to look at. I want you to click on a card and I want you to go to upgrade, and then I want you to go to chemistries and positions, and I want you to be able to see how many of these components you have. All right, so with all of that being said, right, you can see with this that my tiers are 1 through 10. So active right now, if you look at it, you'll see I have +2 speed, right? Because once you get to 50, that gives you the second speed. All right, now, how did I get to that? Pretty much what you're going to go through is the fact that a lot of the players that are on the theme team are not actual Raiders. Not only that, you have to also pay attention to team builders. That gives you ×2 chemistry. You got to pay attention to the strat cards. The team affinity cards, excuse me, because the strat cards are different. They add boosts and stuff. The affinity cards go towards the actual teams. All right. So in order to get to 50, right, this is what you're going to have to do. And this is what I did. Number one, you're going to start with you go to the strategy item section and you're going to go to team affinity. Now I'm using a blue strat card. Okay. You get ×3 from the blue. If you go and get a purple, it's 4. All right, but those purple cards cost like 3 million coins, or it's really ridiculous. This one I got for like 50K. All right, so anywhere where you see that it gives you like ×3 or whatever, those are what they call, like the way that they word it, components. The components are cards or affinity items or whatever else that go to boosting the theme team. So you're gonna need that. All right, that's very, very important. These are the key items that you have to start with. Okay, now you're also going to need the team builders. All right, now in order to put that strategy item in, just to go ahead and clarify, you just go over to the strategy items, you click the button, and then you go down to team affinity. And then once you buy it or you pull it or however you get it, you just put it in there. That's it. It's not like something very difficult to do. That part is a little bit easier. This is what I don't like. Like this part right here, this is what I don't like. Because it just doesn't make any sense. Like, and then when you go through it, it's just ridiculous. So just like I said, go to upgrade and see how many you have, and go from there as far as knowing what you need with the way that the boosts work. All right. Now you've added the affinity. What else do you need? Okay. So this guy right here, right? I know you see Kansas City Chiefs. All right. But he also gets the chemistry of the Las Vegas Raiders because he's the division. I believe the division players for the team builders. He'll get it. So what happens is you have the team builders that are the lower overall that gives you ×2, and then you have the division players from whatever. So this is an AFC West player, so he also gets the Raiders. All right. So because of that, you want to get a player with a higher overall to add in. You don't want to always use the lower level overall players. So because he's like, you know, that division champ, he gets that, the Trey Smith. So don't worry about the fact that it shows Kansas City Chiefs on his card, right? You know, you go in there and you change the actual team. One of the newer players, Jordan Meredith, he's one of the newer team builders. He gets ×2 chemistry. Okay, so obviously these are the cards that's going to make more sense for you, right? So as of right now, I believe there's 2 of them, and I have both of them. You have Meredith, okay, and then on defense you got Kuntz. All right, this right here is something that you have to make sure that you do, because obviously you're doubling up, right? And remember, this applies to any theme team, but you guys have been asking about Raiders because that's what I run. So I'm just giving you guys the principal parts of it. So that way you understand exactly what you have to do for the base. Everything else that you do, that you add, it doesn't matter. I'm giving you the primary cards that you must add into your lineup. Okay? Now, as far as like, you know, the season players, remember the season players get all team chems. So you're going to want to make sure that you're powering up these team players. Now look, the season 3 players. So look, this right here, he just went up. They added the 91 token into the store as of yesterday, November 4th. So you can actually get him up to a 91. He gets all 32 team chems. So you want to look for team captains. You want to look for season players. Any of these players that get, you know, all 32 team chems. You want to look for the key players with the higher overalls to put them out there, because they're going to get the same boost as your theme team when you get them up to that point. So as you go through it, same exact thing. You know, you don't have to have everyone, like even with my rookie premier, he still plays sometimes, so he's out there. But if you don't have a card that has, you know, multiple, you know, chems, then you're going to have to find those cards by, you know, looking through the auction house and stuff like that, looking through the catalog. But this guy was a rookie premier, and he's still, you know, he's still pretty solid out there. So he may get some burn sometimes, but he may be off the squad soon. So I'm giving you a variation of how you put it together. Here goes another rookie premier, right? The shapeshifters, anybody that you updated, things like that, these guys get the boost. But like I said, the team builders that I showed you, those guys are very, very important. And another thing that's very important are the crystal players. Now, only the first release of the crystal players are important, which means it's Micah Parsons, Patrick Surtain, and then you had one more dude. Who was the other dude? Saquon Barkley. These guys are the most important because they give you +1 speed. All the other, you know, all the other things that they've added with crystals, they've sucked. Make sure you have those 3, because that's another 3 that gets all 32 team chems. All right? The basis of that, right? And then you have a team captain. I don't know if I'm still using my team captain, but there he is right there, Greg Olson. You can use any team captain and just give them a couple of the, you know, tokens for the team captain tokens, and just make them, you know, add them to your squad. Like I have him as a Raider. You know what I'm saying? You can do it however you want. That's up to you. All right, whatever team captains you want to use or whatever, put them in there. Those are immediate boost. Those are the things that you have to do. After that, you pretty much have to go into the catalog and just find backup players. Like that's ultimately what you have to do. Everything else that I'm showing you here, it's very, very few players that are actual Raiders. Like right now, John Simpson, you can see he has a Jets logo on him, but he has Raiders chem. You know, these are things that you have to go in and see the different players and the teams that they played for and put them in your lineup. You know what I'm saying? Like everything else now is simple, because you got the basis of what starts at the affinity, the team captains, you know, those type of things, the crystal players. You know, those are things that are going to make the most sense for you to get it, you know, really, really started up. The season 3 players, stuff like that. Everything else that you add, that's on you. You know, whatever players, like you get like the real low level players, keep them in as backups. You know, Christian Wilkins, these bums, you put them in as backups. You know, Tommy, this guy right here, he's a backup, but he gives you the Raiders chem. And that's how you build it. That is the fastest way to build it. That is going to get you, that's going to save you a lot of time. All right. Also, when you watch the MCS, you get these players, and everybody that has a Twitch account should have this guy. So this is more of 32 team chems, but he actually plays for the Raiders, so it doesn't matter. But if you're doing another theme team, that's the idea of putting together any theme team. That's ultimately what it is. So go ahead, get started. Obviously, if you have any questions or comments, you're a member of the channel, hit me up. We'll get it done. And that's pretty much what I need you guys to do. So, you know, let me know if you have any other questions or comments. Hit me up, and we'll go from there. I'm going to see you guys and girls soon. One love, y'all.